And I'm very concerned. I was okay. I went on your program when the president imposed steel, aluminum tariffs on China because of their intellectual property action against us. I thought that was okay, but getting into a full-scale trade war has bad, not just trade implications, in my view. I mean, soybeans have plummeted already. Ag is hurting in the United States, agriculture. But it also, for instance, what happens if China starts loosening sanctions on North Korea? What if they really start undermining our policy with North Korea because they're upset, in addition to the fact that we welcome the president of Taiwan into the United States? Those symbolic acts really upset the Chinese. So I'm concerned, even though I'm a free trader, and I'm concerned that this could lead to something not very good.
Well, I was just going to ask you about North Korea, because I know that's an area of expertise for you, and you've been there a number of times. And since the president has explicitly linked the trade negotiations with China over their assistance with North Korea, what's the status update on where we stand with North Korea and how helpful China's been?
Well, China has been helpful, but they're starting to loosen sanctions. North Korea has not delivered on their pledge to denuclearize at all. Now, they have delivered on something that is important, and that is sending back remains, 55 of our remains, although they said 200 from the Korean War. I mean, that's important for families, for military families. But in terms of committing to denuclearization as they did at the Singapore summit, they have been very slow. They have not taken one step yet. So I'm concerned about that. But one of the reasons they came to the table was because China had put a lot of sanctions on North Korea. North Korean workers couldn't bring money in, stopping the smuggling. After all, 90% of all commerce that North Korea gets goes through China. So, you know, they've got a lot of leverage. If they get upset at us on this trade war, China does, and over this Taiwan visit into the United States, you know, they could put some real negative spin into our policy with North Korea. So, you know, I hope these tensions cool and we get into serious negotiations.
Governor, you mentioned that it seems China has leverage on that front with regard to North Korea and the trade negotiations, and also that there's sort of a way that we have to engage with the Chinese authorities that's sort of sensitive, and you know the Chinese won't take that well is one way you put it. But what about the idea that they're a much more trade leveraged economy, and theoretically their pain threshold isn't infinite on our trade actions? So maybe there's not just one-sided leverage in some of these disputes.
Well, no, you're right. Look, my concern is in the strategic area. Now, I think the trade issues, both countries can survive them, although I worry what's happening to our agricultural sector. And I think the agriculture community, especially soybeans going down so much, I mean, that's not a good positive effect on the agriculture economy. But where I worry is that China will retaliate in these strategic areas that are really important to us, and that is the sanctions on North Korea. That is my big worry right now.